Hello, this is Marie. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Thank you for liking and subscribing below. I wanted to talk to you a little bit about kind of an expanded perception of energy in relationship to a chakra. So you have 7 primary chakras that run the center of your body. You also have this gorgeous, huge, enormous auric field that surrounds you. And the same numbered chakra and the same numbered field have an interesting relationship. An interesting relationship that I look at all the time when I'm doing a session with a client as I'm helping them with a health issue or some life situation that they want to manifest differently. I'm constantly looking at this relationship in terms of, a chakra could be looking great, but if is the correlating field looking healthy in terms of the structure that it's meant to be exposing, or maybe the field looks amazing, but the chakra doesn't look so good. So we want the field and the corresponding chakras to have a healthy relationship, to be able to communicate and transport information back and forth from one another. The auric field is this really big, huge body of energy. I mean, so huge. It can extend 3 city blocks. Even when we look at the aura from a textbook perception, we think of the field as about 1 foot in width. The first layer of the field is smaller. It's about 6 inches. But in truth, if your entire aura can extend 3 city blocks, each layer of the field could be enormous. So you can see how that big body of energy, the corresponding field, is so important in terms of its structure and its health and its well-being, because it's connecting with the 3rd layer of the auric field. Everything is really connected. That's something that modern medicine is starting to understand. They're like on the fringe of it. I can feel it. It's going to be a shocking discovery for them, of course, as they begin to understand that we don't diagnose disease by just looking at one structure and trying to fix that one structure. Everything is connected. And a lot of times what's causing a disease is not actually where the disease is showing its symptoms. No, it's going to be related in some other part of the body. So the field becomes, in energy medicine, an extremely powerful component of healing and balancing the chakra system. And the chakras govern certain anatomical locations of your body, the physiology of that part of your body. But the field, because they're so big, if they're not balanced and well, then it's going to be challenging and difficult to balance the chakra. So I thought I'd talk about the 3rd layer of the auric field and the 3rd chakra today, just to give you some idea. I know I'm not starting at number 1. I'm not starting at number 7. I'm starting at the top part of the lower vibrational chakras. The 3rd chakra is it's the last chakra when it comes to primal chakra system in the body before we start to move into higher level vibrational chakras. The 4th chakra is like the midpoint, kind of like the midheaven of someone's astrological chart before we venture out to higher vibrational vortices. So we're going to talk about the 3rd. I picked the 3rd for this conversation because it's all about the immune system, and any disease, any health issue is going to have the immune system affected. And of course, we're still in the middle of a pandemic, even though maybe some people don't think we are, we still are. There's still something happening on the planet with a worldwide illness. So I thought this would be a fun chakra and auric field to discuss. The 3rd chakra is this beautiful lemon yellow colored vortex. It governs, primary organs like the liver, pancreas, gallbladder, spleen, stomach, small intestinal tract. And then it, of course, is correlating with the 3rd layer of the auric field. On every single one of the layers of the aura, there's 7 layers. In truth, the chakras extend out through infinity, as does the auric field. But as a person who's devoted to the happiness of humanity, I focus on the 7 primary chakras and fields so that people can have a happy and wonderful life here as long as they are here. There's always a phrase or a word on the layers of the field. And the word for the 3rd layer of the field is called the mental plane. So it's all about your mind, even though it's 3 feet away from your body from a textbook perspective. If you expand your energy 3 city blocks, it could be, several, 100 feet away from you. It could be pretty far away. But that just means even more how powerful the mental plane is when your field is going to be that big. The third chakra, like all the primary chakras, has an emotional component, and the emotional component for the third chakra is self-love. So the belief is, and I believe it wholeheartedly, that the more you fall in love with yourself, the healthier your immune system will be. And then look at the mental plane. It's all about the mind. The mind has so much to do with the problems that we have on the planet, has everything to do with the problems with anyone's immune system. People think notoriously negatively, not just for themselves, but for others. People actually loathe themselves, the majority of the population. The third layer of the auric field is also, surprisingly, because this is not consistent, what I'm about to say, in relationship between a chakra and a field. That third layer of the field is yellow, like the third chakra, which means that they're even more buddies, not just because they are the same number and they're the same distance away and away from other chakras and other fields, like where they present themselves in the chakra system and in the field system, but they're the very same color. That means that they are really close together. That means your thoughts affect everything that's going on in your immune system. You can't have negative thoughts about anything because that's not healthy anyway, and expect your immune system to be a powerful and strong force in this world. And it doesn't matter how great you think your negative thoughts are, how important they are, how right you think they are. The universe, which is something that we're all a part of, and all of us are learning to connect to the multisensory world so that we can have more information, more knowledge that's 1,000 times more effective than the knowledge we get from newspapers or books or videos. The knowledge that we can acquire, this multisensory information that goes beyond the human consciousness, will never appear negative. Intuition is never negative. The universe doesn't see that anything is bad or wrong or problematic, even a pandemic, interesting enough. The universe always sees everything as an opportunity for growth and change and expansion. So what I'm trying to say in a nutshell, if you want your immune system to be really healthy, then you need to have a very healthy mental plane. The third layer of your auric field needs to have really beautiful, strong grid lines because it's a structured field. All the fields in the aura are either structured or unstructured. If it's an odd number field, like number 3, it's structured. And that means it holds things together. It has strong, beautiful beams of light that run in vertical and horizontal lines, like metal in a way. They're so strong. They look like metal to me, but they're not. Some people describe them as mesh netting, but they look really strong to me. They hold the field above it and below it. So it's such an important component to the auric field, meaning that your immune system really depends on your mental thoughts, and having negative thoughts, self-loathing thoughts, which the majority of the population does. And you could disagree with me about that, but I've talked to many, many, many thousands of people, and most people are self-loathing. And self-love is something that requires a lot of consistent nurturing for the rest of your life. It's like taking care of a plant, an animal, or a small child. That's how delicate and precious and how important self-love is. So I would recommend that you start nurturing yourself and be very curious. This is the most important word when it comes to the mental plane. Curiosity is a powerful energy. It's also very positive. Instead of feeling that you don't want to hear anything bad about yourself, or you don't want to make any changes, and that your mind is perfect, and of course you are a completely self-loving person, instead of feeling accosted in that way or uncomfortable in that way, or even like, oh my gosh, I've got to figure this out, I would prefer that you become curious. Be gentle to yourself, be kind, be curious, like, oh, what are my thoughts like today? What has been my consistent theme? Because the more you become curious, you're going to create space in the mental plane. You're going to create space in your brain, because your brain, even though the third chakra is not here, interesting enough, that's what I mean by everything is connected. The third chakra is not here. Your third eye is your multisensory ability to see, hear, and feel beyond The physical realm is in your brain, meaning that your brain needs a lot more than what we put in it. That all of that needs high vibrational energy to work at an extremely high level, a powerful level, a fulfilling level. And high vibrational energy comes from positive thoughts, feelings, and interactions. And so if you're not curious about what's going on in your mind, you don't know where it's vibrating. If you're not really curious about the experiences you're having in your life and you just think they happen by happenstance, because I can tell you everything is about vibration. Wherever you're vibrating your energy, which comes from consciousness, that is what you're creating in your life over and over and over again. It'll be incredibly important to become curious about how much you do like yourself. Do you even like yourself? And it's okay if you don't. All that is a mental belief. It's not the truth. When we look at expanding, when we move to true consciousness, that's when you get to your true belief system. And your true belief system is loving and kind and positive and happy. Everything else is not the truth of who you are. So be mindful of your thoughts, create space and curiosity, and this will help your human physical form to be incredibly healthy. And this is why modern medicine is still a highly necessary tool in healing people, because people don't have their energy elevated at a higher frequency to allow themselves to heal by higher frequency energy. Most people. And even if they do, the reason why some people can't hold natural, spontaneous healings, because they can't keep their energy elevated in that space where all of that healing naturally occurs. So let's work on our mental plane. It's a bigger piece of landscape than your chakra. Your third chakra will be extremely happy if you do. And it will make your liver, your pancreas, your gallbladder, your spleen, your stomach, and part of your intestinal tract extremely healthy. Have a lovely day. Bye-bye.